Hi everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new here, welcome back to my channel if you're a returning viewer or subscriber. Today's video is very exciting because I'm going to be filming another book haul. I film these every kind of 4 weeks, so pretty much monthly, and I just go through 15 books that have come into my life recently, whether I purchased it or it's been gifted. But today's haul actually includes a lot of the books that I received for my birthday, or all the books that I received for my birthday. So I thought this could be fun to kind of run through them all, and I've also included some books that are like coffee table books, and there's a cookbook, but there's also just a lot of kind of like fiction and non-fiction, just the usual stuff that I talk about on here anyways. But yeah, so this is in theory a birthday book haul. So without further ado, let's just get on with the video. So the first book I have to mention here is one that I bought for myself from the charity shop. This is a book that I'd heard about before, and so I snapped it up as soon as I saw it in the charity shop, and that is My Rock and Roll Friend by Tracey Thorn. Tracey Thorn wrote this book about her rock and roll friend Lindy, who was a member of a band called the Go-Betweens. But this is kind of about Lindy's whole life, but particularly the time that she was friends with Tracey Thorn, so when she met Tracey. I'm currently reading this book. I am about a third of the way through, I think exactly a third of the way through. It's fascinating because Lindy was the drummer in this band, and being a drummer as a woman, particularly a drummer as a woman during the 70s and 80s, was very kind of not what people did. So the book does kind of lend into very strong feminist themes. I'm enjoying that, and I'm enjoying some other aspects, but for the most part this book is quite dry and quite repetitive, so I'm a little bit bored by it, but whatever. The things that I do enjoy, I really enjoy. And this is also not a review, this is just a haul. So yeah, I really like reading music, memoirs and books about music, so I was really happy to come across this in there, and I only paid a couple of pounds for it, and yeah, that's the first book. The second book is another charity shop find, but this is one that Abby found for me actually. I think she owns a copy of this book as well, and she knew it was one that I was interested in, so she decided to purchase this one for me whenever she found it, and that is Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco or Mellors. I'm not sure how to pronounce this surname. Yeah, this is a literary fiction book. It follows Cleo and Frank. Cleo's student visa is running out, so she decides to marry Frank so that she can remain in New York. This book is kind of about the consequences of that marriage, of this really quick relationship forming between these two characters when they barely know each other, and how that not only affects them but also all the people in their lives. I've heard really good things about it. There was a massive kind of marketing push for this book, so I've seen it everywhere. I love this cover so much, and this book's quite cracked on the spine, but actually sometimes I like that because it means that I can read it and like not care about the fact that I'm the person inflicting that, because it's already there. Such a great find, one that I would have bought full price even if I hadn't been gifted it. So that was very kind of Abby to give it to me. The next book I found in the works, and that's These Hollow Vows by Lexi. I haven't heard a great deal of things about this book, but it was in the 3 for £6 or whatever, that deal they have in the works. But I just bought this book on its own, so I think it costs about £2 or £2.50 or something like that. First of all, I love the cover. I think the cover is beautiful, and second of all, this book contains fae, and anything about fae I love, so I feel like I might read the description of this so that we have a better idea about what this is about, because I am kind of unsure, but I am obsessed with this cover, and it was really cheap. Bree would do anything before making a deal with the fae. Death is better than their vicious schemes. But when her sister is taken by the sadistic king of the Unseelie, Bree breaks her own rules and agrees to steal 3 magical relics from the rival Seelie court in exchange for her sister's return. Bree's only way inside is to pose as a potential bride for the Seelie prince, Ronan, a prince who's not quite as wicked as she once thought. Unwilling to let her heart distract her, she accepts help from a band of misfits with their own secret agenda. But as Bree spends time with the mysterious leader Finn, she finds herself struggling to resist his stuffed charm. Caught between 2 dangerous courts, Bree must decide who to trust with her loyalty and with her heart. So, love triangle, I think, which I didn't actually know picking up this book, and I don't love that, but I think it could be a fun time. I don't know. I'll let you know how I find this. The font's quite big, and I feel like I could get through this quite quickly, and it might just kind of break up some other more serious reads if I read this one in between them. It's also got a map, which we love to see. I have kind of been looking at it on my shelves, and I feel like I might pick this one up kind of soon, but of course I will keep you updated. Another book I found in the charity shop is On Booze by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I have read most of F. Scott Fitzgerald's works, but I didn't even know this one existed until a couple of years ago. I think this compiles a bunch of Fitzgerald's writing on alcohol and parties and things like that, but I don't think any of this is actually original. Let's have a look. Gathers debutantes and dandies, rowdy jazz musicians, lost children and ragtime riffraff into a newly compiled collection taken from the Crack Up Another Work. So perhaps this is from his short stories or something? I'm really not sure. I actually have a collection of his short stories already, so I'm hoping that this is not just like that. But either way, I do love his work, and so I'd like to have as much of it as possible. So if this has got any tiny extract of work that I don't already own, then I'll still be happy. And this again is an amazing cover. I don't know, we'll see when I get around to this, but yeah, like I said, I just love his writing and I would love to have as much of it as possible. Another gift from Abby. This one I believe she gave to me when she came round for my birthday. She came around the day before and then stayed over the night and was there on my birthday, but before she gave me gifts, I think she noticed that this book was £3 on Amazon and we both wanted it. I actually don't know whether she already had it, but either way, no, I think she ordered one for herself as well. But yeah, this was £3 on Amazon, and it's another huge title that we have both heard very good things about, and that is The Outer Six by Olivie. This absolutely blew up on TikTok. I remember when this was like self-published and had that beautiful cover, but I didn't manage to get my hands on it then, and actually having seen all these good reviews flow in, maybe it was better that I waited so that I could be sure that this is something I wanted to read. This is kind of along the lines of like a dark academia read. I think it follows a bunch of magicians who want to join the society, but they have to compete in order to do so. So it's got some like complex magic system. It's a series that kind of just like took the world by storm. I actually already owned an arc of the second book, so I definitely need to get my hands on the first book. And once again, I'm thankful to Abby for this wonderful gift. Alright, we're up to the birthday gifts. So everything from here on until like 2 books from the end were birthday gifts. On my birthday day, I received a package in the mail, and that was Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Another really popular book. This is just like an international sensation at this point. This was a gift from Lucy, from the channel Library of Lucy. I think she's changed her name to Lucy Rose now, but either way I'll have a link down below. She gifted this book to me, and then she asked if I want to buddy read it, and I did buddy read it with her, and I vlogged my entire experience of reading this book. It was the last video up on my channel. I take you through all of my thoughts. It's spoiler free for the entire video, and then at the end there's like 6 minutes of spoilery thoughts. No matter whether you read this book or not, you can still watch that one and hopefully enjoy it. I'll have that linked down below as well as up in the cards. Unfortunately, Abby, who I've just been mentioning, also gave me this book. I decided to keep a copy, and then Abby actually ordered me another book using the money that she had from the return. So it worked out in the end, but it was like a little bit of a moment on my birthday. But either way, I'm really excited to have this book and to have 2 wonderful friends who thought of me and knew how much I wanted to read this book. It's just so nice. I'll link Abby's Instagram down below. She has an art account, but she does post about books occasionally as well. But yeah, read this book, loved it. Spoiler for my vlog if you haven't seen it already, but I gave this book 5 stars. So good. Definitely worth the hype. All was not lost on my birthday day, because Abby did give me another book, and that is The Love Wager by Lynn. I read Better Than the Movies by the same author in January? I don't know. I can't remember what month it was, but I did read it earlier this year. Absolutely loved it. It was a YA contemporary romance book, and generally I don't love that genre, that subgenre of books, but that one just, I thought it was great. It was just so well written, so perfect for that kind of style, and I really did enjoy it. It was a 5-star read for me. One of my favourite books of the year. So I've been eager to pick up more of Lynn Painter's works, but I haven't yet. And so this is the first one I have. I need to buy myself a copy of Better Than the Movies because I don't actually own that yet. But for now, I have this, which is such a cute cover. Also has these amazing sprayed edges, because I think this book was used, yeah, 21p from the sale of this product was donated to breast cancer, which is really cool. I believe this book is new adults or adults. I don't know. Lynn Painter writes YA, new adults and adult, and it's sometimes kind of hard to keep up with what kind of type of book she has just brought out. But yeah, I've heard good things about this one. I'm not sure how I feel about it, because I did particularly enjoy Better Than the Movies because that one was YA, and I just feel like that was a perfect YA book. So I'm interested to see how this author kind of tackles the different age range. I think that could be fun. It's a super short little book. I'll definitely read it kind of soon, and I'll let you know what I think. Once again, that was a lovely gift though. It's also not one that I would have thought to necessarily purchase myself. It was a big surprise as well. My mum gave me 2 books for my birthday, one of which was fiction and one was non-fiction. The fiction is Exteriors by Ernaux, which actually, is this non-fiction? It kind of is. It takes the form of random journal entries over the course of 7 years, concentrating on ephemeral encounters that take place just in the periphery of a person's lived environment. So I think Ernaux just lived her life and then wrote down little thoughts she had about witnessing other people in the world and the world in general. So this book is kind of broken up into little paragraphs, as you can kind of see there. I've read one Ernaux book. It was Simple Passion. I also own another one of hers called Getting Lost, and I love Simple Passion so much. I just want to read all the Ernaux I can, because I feel like she's going to be like an author for me. This book was on my birthday list, so I'm really excited to receive it, and I can't wait to dip into it. It's only a short little read, so again, probably quite soon. The next book is a little bit of an anomaly, is that correct? Whatever. In this video, but I wanted to include it because it is still a book and I did still receive it for my birthday, and that is Voila by Manon. This lady actually was a participant in Bake Off. I think she got through to the quarterfinals or the semi-finals or something, but I actually found her through her reels on Instagram, and she basically makes French food but in a way that's kind of like easy to recreate in England and like full of ingredients that you can kind of get from the English supermarkets. Her recipes look absolutely beautiful, but they're really simple and, from what I can see, quite easy to make as well. I've already made one of the things in here and it went down really well with my family, so I'm excited to make more from here. But yeah, this was another birthday list and I was very happy to receive it on the day. Thank you to my mother for this one. My brother's fiance is actually from America, but she was able to be there for a couple of days after my birthday day, so she also gave me a gift, and she got me Either Or by Elif Batuman. This is like truly one of the most wonderful things I've ever received, because this book is actually the sequel to my favorite book of all time, which is The Idiot. I was gonna say by Elif Batuman, but obviously it's the same author. The hardcover of this book came out about a year ago, but the paperback only came out in June. This is actually the American edition, so I wanted to match my edition of the first book because that's also an American edition. I bought it in New York, but I thought I'd have to wait until November when I'm going to Florida in order to buy it for myself. So receiving this on, not on my birthday, but like around my birthday, was just so exciting and special and wonderful, and I'm very thankful for this. I can't believe I haven't read it yet, but I definitely hope to this month, so I'm going to try and get to it as soon as possible. I've kind of flipped through and it just makes me happy just even opening this book and just like not even reading anything, just the fact that this is like a possibility. This is a book that is sitting on my TBR and I can pick it up any second. It's so exciting, and I just can't wait for this one. This is definitely a 5-star prediction for sure. And then the only book gift that I received from my brother, why is there dust on this, is this book here, which is actually more of a coffee table book, but I still want to show you because I think it's very cool. And also this book is about vinyl records, and I do feature discussions around vinyl records on this channel, so I thought that'd be kind of fun if anyone's watching this video who usually watches my vinyl content. So this is actually a piece of cardboard on top, but I think it's cool, so I'm keeping it. But this is basically a book by the brand MONDO. It's The Art of Soundtracks. So basically, this has the coolest cover first of all. It's meant to look like a vinyl record, and so it's got grooves. I don't know whether you can tell, but it's like hitting the light a bit there, but it's all textured and it's so cool. It is like it says, The Art of Soundtracks, so it shows you soundtracks that are featured on vinyl records. So it will show you like the gatefold of the vinyl and then the pressing and everything like that, and they're super cool. Some of these are really hard to find and they cost a lot of money, but the art in them is kind of breathtaking. So to be able to kind of see that through this book without me actually having to spend like an arm and a leg to get these records is really cool. So for example, this is the Blade Runner 2049 record, and then this is the pressing in that. So beautiful. I would absolutely love to own that, but the chance of that happening is practically non-existent. What's another example? This is the Batman record, sorry about the glare, and that's the pressing. And then we have a picture of the gatefold in the center. So beautiful, such a beautiful thing to own. This actually sits in front of my amplifier next to my records, so yeah, I can't wait to display this whenever I have my own place and I have like a space for these things that is not in my room. Then very kindly, a couple of days after my birthday, I went to a garden centre with my whole family actually, and my brother, the same one who got me that book that I just told you about, wanted to get each of us a gift from the garden centre, which is super kind of him, and they actually had a little bookstore, so of course a book is what I wanted. And he bought me a copy of Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. I collect Jane Austen's kind of 6 major novels in these editions. This is the Vintage Classics edition. I think they're so cute. This is what they all look like. I currently have Sense and Sensibility and I have Northanger Abbey. Like I said, I want all 6 of these. I'm being kind of slowly collecting them, but this one on Amazon is about £25, and it's so ridiculous because the retail of this is only £8. Being able to buy this for retail price, like in store, was like a much more ideal thing. So I'm very thankful to have this because I would not have wanted to buy it online, and it's kind of difficult to find within stores. So that was a lovely gift, and also just like something I so did not need to receive because my brother had already spent money on me for my birthday, and so to have another gift so close and for it to just be like a just because gift was really wonderful. So yeah, that's that. Very happy with that. So I told you that Abby bought me Fourth Wing and then had to return it because Lucy also bought it for me. So with the kind of voucher she got from having done the return, she asked me what book I would like to receive, and I asked her for this one, which is The World Is Going to Love This, Up from the Basement with the Strokes by Gordon Raphael. So Gordon Raphael was the first producer for the Strokes. He produced their first 2 albums, I believe, which are, you know, some of the most iconic kind of rock albums of all time. I love the Strokes. The Strokes are like a top 3 favourite band for me. Maybe top, actually maybe they're my second favourite. I don't know. It's really difficult, but like they're so important to me. I actually had the opportunity to see them recently. I love them so much. So being able to see kind of like the behind the scenes of what that band were like really early on and like how they got started, but also to see the life of this man here, like Gordon Raphael. He's been so kind of pioneering within the music industry. It's gonna be really cool, and I've had my eye on this. It's been on my want to buy list ever since I first realised that it even existed. The printing of this is kind of strange. I think it's from a very small publisher, Wordville, but it does kind of look a little bit like a textbook, but I don't know, I feel like I'm just gonna lap this up. I'm so excited. And it's so nice to receive this after, you know, the drama of the whole Fourth Wing double copy thing. So double copy thing. Thank you very much, Abby. And I'm gonna have to thank you again because she also bought me this. She really spoils me. This is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This book, why did she buy this for me? I think she saw it in the supermarket and I think it was not expensive. Again, this is a book that's just like everywhere over the internet, and we both, you know, wanted to see what the hype was about, whether it was real. And the UK paperback just dropped and I love it. I think it's so beautiful. It's such a cool looking book. And I didn't manage to get my hands on the hardcover. Again, a wonderful gift, a book that I wanted to read and I would have bought myself anyway, but probably much later down the line. So to receive it now was so kind of Abby, and I'm very excited. I feel like we might buddy read this one because it's about two besties anyways, and that's what we are. We'll see. And then lastly, we're going to end this video off with a book I bought for myself. I bought this one in August, but I feel like this is, you know, it was kind of like a birthday gift to myself because it was pricey. I spent a lot of money on it and I wanted this for such a long time. I just kind of splurged because it wasn't going to be in the bookstores any longer. But yeah, I did buy August Blue by Gabrielle, which is her newest novel, newest release. And as the sticker says, this is actually a signed copy. I read one of Gabrielle's books this year, this one here, Things I Don't Want to Know. Loved it, I gave it 4 stars, and this is the first book in a 3-part autobiography series. I really want to read the second book really soon. I just realised they're both blue. That's cute. Okay, that does not want to go back, so we're just gonna put that elsewhere. And even though I've only read one of her books, I loved her writing, and I'd really love to read a book of hers that was fiction, not non-fiction, which is what this one is. Aside from that whole thing, she has the coolest signature I've literally ever seen in my life. It's just a piece of art. I did a little Instagram post about this, but to be able to have a piece of art that's kind of drawn for you by an author who I feel like is going to be one of my favourites, she's definitely like a favourite of the year just for that first book that I read, is so cool. I feel so lucky to own this, and she's such a legend. I feel like her name's really going to kind of go down in history. I'm just very excited to own this. So I did splurge. I did pay the full, how much was this? £19. That is slightly painful. Let's not talk about that. But yeah, that's the signature. I can't go on about it and not show you it. But look at this. It's like a Matisse or a Picasso or something. So special. Gift to myself from myself. So there you have it, everybody. Those are the 15 books that I wanted to show you. I've still got a couple more books to haul, but I'm going to save them for my next one. I'm not sure when that will be because I'm not buying books as much at the moment, but I want that number to be 15 or somewhere around there in order to kind of make a sufficient enough video for it just to be me showing you those books. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up because that's how I can tell that you did, and please subscribe if you'd like to stick around. We're super close to 2k, 2,000 subscribers, which is so exciting. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. But even not just that number, I'd love to have you here. I post videos 2 times a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. So I'll see you in a couple of days for another one. Bye bye. Sending my love. There's been something in my eye throughout this entire video. And I tried to like look in the mirror to get it out, but I just can't. So I've just been silently suffering. And you would never have known it if I hadn't told you. I'm like crazy. I'm going to drop all these books, please. Does this look like a stable stack to you? I don't think so. Yep, there we go.